So we'll start now with the first words. והנה בני אדם מרגישים את צורך התיקון והלימוד לאדם החסר מעלות וידיעות. People usually say uneducated people have to be educated. That's what everybody says. Uneducated people should get educated. אבל איש המעלה אין מרגישים שום צורך תיקון. But if there's a person who's a very refined person, a very sophisticated person, a very good person, a tzaddik, he doesn't really need anything because he's good, he's okay, he's good to go. But Hazal tell us completely different rules. אבל לימדונו חז"ל, אין מזרזים אלא למזורז. That if you want to be mezarez somebody, giving him ziruz, making him more alert, more sharp, then you choose the ones who are already sharp and who are already ready to do the avodah. Because the main tikkun that we have to work on is not making from bad people good people. It's very good. It's tremendous. And we have many Hazal that tell us that from making from a bad person a good person, it's one of the biggest things. But b'derech ha'avodah we have to know, the more a person is prone to be a candidate for shlemut, the more you want to invest in him. And the more he's doing it, the more you work on him. Of course, making from bad people good people, it's a very, very big avodah. But the main avodah is making good people into better people. אבל העיקר מציאות הבריאה היא שהשלמים יושלמו עוד יותר. Means the העיקר מציאות of the בריאת העולם is that the people who are already perfect should be even more perfected, more and more and more. וכל מה שיוכל אדם לזרז ולתקן את המזורזים, and the more a person can put עבודה into ziruz and tikkun of the people who are already mezuraz and metukan, ולהוסיף להם, and to add on to their zrizut, ziruz v'tikkun, more and more perfection. Yeah, I said this is what you have to put. That's what you have to put your koach on. זה יותר חשוב מלהוסיף זירוז לעצלים. This is more חשוב than adding on ziruz to people who are not really, they're not really up to it. And we have a klal. V'ne'emar yahev chokhmata lahakimin. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives chokhmah to the hachamim. Uman de'ah and understanding li'ad'ei binah. Means HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives chokhmah to those who are hachamim. He adds on to their chokhmah. Those who are nevonim, understanding people, he adds on to their understanding. And of course, ודאי לו היו הטיפשים נעשים פיקחים, היינו צולים בזה. If the fools would become wise, it would be a very good thing, and would be a tremendous thing, because they would be elevated from their low place. אבל רצון השם העיקרי, but we find that when it comes to avodat Hashem, the main thing for HaKadosh Baruch Hu is that the people who are wise should become even wiser. The people who are good should become even better. That's where we have to put a lot of koah. If you see a boy who's all day on the iPhone, playing around, going who knows where, this and that, places where you wouldn't want him to be. Now you want to learn with him and you want to show him perfection. It's like wasting your time. Of course, if you can get somebody to do that, it will be a tremendous thing. We'll be able to save a neshama, and it's a very, very good thing. But what is more important? That those who are ready to learn Those who are ready to improve themselves, put into them as much as you can. This is the Derech HaTorah, this is the way that HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, put the emphasis on the ones that you see that they are looking for Chokhmah. People not looking for Chokhmah, you're going to be wasting your time. But people who are trying to become better, go and help them. Put all your kohot into that. We have a midrash that tells us on Veha Elohim Nitza et Avraham, Hashem tested Avraham. In the midrash, it says, Hapishtani Hazeh, the man who works with the flax, with the linen, the flax, it grows, and you make out of it strings, so that you can weave into it clothing, linen. So, Keshepishtano Lokeh, when the flax comes out inferior, so one of the ways of working the flax is to bang on it. So if it's very weak quality, very poor quality, the Midrash says that the flax worker cannot pound on it too much, because then it just bursts and it defies the whole purpose of the pishtan. But when he has good quality flax, he pounds it more and more and more and more. Lama, why does he pound on it? Because it becomes better and better. This is the midrash on the test that Kadosh Baruch Hu is putting Avraham Avinu in. Now, the reason why we find that you can work on good quality flax and don't go too hard on the poor quality flax is number one, if you have inferior quality flax, you're going to bang it, it's not going to be able to take it, it's going to get ruined. And number two, it's also a waste of koach, a waste of energy to put your energy into that. It's much better to be matriach for the good people, for the good ones. וכן כל השלמים שננסו, we find all the great people that go through tests that HaKadosh Baruch Hu puts and gives them challenges. It's because of this reason, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to bring out from them the best. From here we learn from here we see that a person who is going ahead higher and higher in his avodah, he cannot take a rest, he cannot take a vacation. He has to keep on going. Don't stop. Keep on going. Keep on going. A person shouldn't think, well, just bettering himself, better and better, and more perfection, that's just a bonus. It's not true. Because it's not optional. It's not talui b'hefzo. If he wants, he does. And if he doesn't, he leaves it. It doesn't go like that. This is the whole avodah, from going higher and higher. We find Rabbeinu Yonah says in Sharet Shuvah. Sharet Shuvah is one of the classical Sfadis, Sifrei Musar. Rabbeinu Yonah writes, "V'hine anashim tzadikim v'yesharim belibotam." You have people who are tzadikim, who are yesharim, and they have the right minds. Sha'agalahem kelavi, they're roaring inside themselves, tamid, all the time, b'machshavotam, in their thoughts. How can they better themselves and better themselves? V'al asher katzor katzra yadam avodat Hashem, and they're not doing enough in avodat Hashem. Ki al zeh yifshar gever. On this, a person looks at himself and sees that he's very, very sinful. That's the way he looks at himself. And he looks at himself as very guilty. כמו על העבירות החמורות, as if he did very, very bad עבירות. What is he all bothered about? That he's not attaining more perfection. This is Rabbeinu Yonah's statement. So he shows us that the tzaddikim, the more perfection they see they can achieve, the more guilty they feel if they're not achieving it. Mashal lepoel ha'oved b'kerem. Mashal, we can say, a worker was working in a vineyard. He's finished his work. And he's sitting there just eating the fruits. Now, of course, while he's working, the Torah says you can put it in your mouth, it's fine. But when you finished your work, and you're doing nothing, what are you eating the fruits for? Baal HaKerem makpid alav. The Baal HaKerem, the owner of the vineyard, says, why are you eating? You finished your job. You're going to get your pay. What are you eating for? You're continuing to eat and eat and eat. He's got nothing to do anymore. As long as a person is alive, every second that a person is on this earth, cannot rely on, well, I've done a good job till now. No. Then he's living for nothing. Why are you here for? You're here to achieve perfection. And there's no end to that achieving. Every minute that you're here, you can achieve more and more and more and more. And the Gaon Mevilna writes on the pasuk Hazek b'musar ki hu hayecha. I think I have it here. There's a pasuk here in Mishle, Hazek b'musar. Hold on to musar. Al teref, don't let go of it. Nitzereha, guard it, ki hayecha. For this is your life. This is your life. Hold on to the musar. So the Gaon of Vilna says, ki hayecha, ki ma she'adam hay, person, the reason why he's alive, כדי לשבור מה שלא שבר עד הנה, אותו המידה, is to break the bad midot. All the bad midot that he has not broken, he is here to break, right? And he has to keep on going. Every hindrance and everything that is going against achieving perfection, he has to always break. Therefore, says the Gaon, you have to always get hizuk all the time, every single moment. And if you don't do that, if you don't get more and more hizuk, right? Why should he live? It means you've attained everything. You're not doing any avonot. You're only doing mitzvot. But you think, look, I've done good. I've done well. You're here to attain more and more and more. If not, then what are you doing here? Kadosh Baruch Hu sent you here a lot at a certain time, so you have to see to do it. If not, then why are you alive? In Masechet Avot we learn, Amar Lahem, the rabbi said to his students, Tzeu, go out, Ur'u ezoi derech ra'ah she'itrahek mimena ha'adam. He told them what is a good way that a person should go. He had 5 students, I think it was Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. He tells them, go and look, what are the good ways that a person should go? And then when they did that, they came with their answers. He told them, what is go out and see now what is a bad thing that a person should avoid. So Rabbi Shimon came, one of the 5 students, and said to him, Haloveh ve'eno meshalem. I found that the bad thing that a person does, from all the bad things, this is the worst. If a person borrows, it doesn't pay. Now, it doesn't make a difference. Haloveh min ha'adam, from his fellow man, kiloveh min ha'makom, or he borrows from Hashem. If a person borrows and doesn't pay back, He's a Rasha. שנאמר לווה רשע ולא ישלם. A Rasha borrows, doesn't pay back. וצדיק חונן ונותן. A tzaddik is constantly giving all the time. והאיש החי. Now we are all living on the handout of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And we're getting Shefa Hashem, we're getting all the Hashpa'ot from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We are borrowing from Hashem. How do we pay back Hashem? The only thing you can pay back to Hashem is to seek perfection, so that you can cling to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's the whole thing. So that you can be as close as you can be to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Every day, taking away more deficiencies and adding on to perfection. Every day, adding on. This is the whole tachlit. והנה אדם הראשון נברא עבור הבחירה. אדם הראשון was created for the purpose of being able to serve Hashem with his free will. The Derech Hashem explains this. The Ramchal explains Derech Hashem, this inyan, that Adam HaRishon was created so that he will be able to use his free will. And his free will, he should be boher batov, choose what's good, what is tov, whatever HaKadosh Baruch Hu has put tov, that's what you should go for. Kikol mitziyut Adam, because the whole reason why Adam is here, that's the only creature, from every creature that HaKadosh Baruch Hu created, from the billions of creatures that HaKadosh Baruch Hu created, there's only one that has got free will and can practice and has got this intellect. Kikol mitziyut Adam b'shvil b'chirato. The whole purpose of Adam's creation was to have a bechira. If you have instincts and you have a natural way of living without using any choice, any bechira, haru kemet. He's like a met, or he's a malach. A malach is a robot. A malach is a robot. He's already pre-programmed by HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and there's no yetzer hara, there's no bechira, nothing. Malach does what he has to do, and that's it. And if a person has no bechira, then it's finished. He's not alive anymore. If Haz v'Shalom, a person is limited with his movements, with his talk, with his speech, he's almost not living. He still is living if his mind is still working. But once the mind is not working, then it's like he's not living anymore. He's not doing anything. It's static. But we have to understand, before Adam sinned, what was there for Adam to choose? Before he had Yetzer Hara. We know we have Yetzer Hara and Yetzer Tov. And Hashem says, you've got the good and the bad, choose the good. But Adam HaRishon didn't have good and bad. Before everything, what did he have? Before he got the Yetzer Hara in his system, he didn't have any urge to anything bad when he was created. Had he not sinned, he would have lived forever, eternity, without a Yetzer Hara. He didn't have a Yetzer Hara in him at the time. And his existence would have been fulfilling the purpose of the creation. Where's the Bechira of Adam HaRishon? What did he have to choose? There was no bad. What would he have chosen if he had gone in the right direction? What is there to do? Even though he wouldn't have chosen between good and bad, because there wasn't a concept of bad at the time. היה לו לבחור בין טוב ליותר טוב. His bechira was there so that he will choose from good to even better. בין שלמות גדולה לשלמות הגדולה עוד יותר. Between perfection, which is a supreme, to an even more supreme perfection. דאגה עצמך. Now think about it. אדם הראשון יציר כפיו של הקדוש ברוך הוא. אדם הראשון was the creation of הקדוש ברוך הוא. הנולד בשכל ענקי. He was born with a massive שכל. וחוכמתו מרובה משל המלאכים. His חוכמה was even bigger than the חוכמה of the מלאכים. ואשר דיבר השם עמו, השם spoke to him. ואשר השיג את כל צפוני החוכמה. And he had grasped all the hidden wisdom. והייתה נשמתו טהורה בתכלית. His neshama was as pure as possibly a neshama could be. His neshama was a helek from Hashem. Tremendous. Pure. Mikol midot pchutot. No bad midot. No deficiencies. No deficiencies. As is befitting to the Yitzir Kapav of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And he's got a nisayon. What's the nisayon? If with his magnificent mind he will go up this high or even higher, if he will go up higher with his intellect, he's choosing to go higher and higher in the ma'alot of perfection that we cannot even talk about. And he also grasped already those ma'alot. What can he do more than that? He has eternity in front of him. Had he not sinned, he's got nothing else to do in the world. Just to seek more and more perfection. Only in perfection, to delve deeper and deeper and deeper in the Chokhmah of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. U'b'redifat hashlemut hazot, and seeking this perfection, lemala mishlemut ha-malachim, even more perfect than the malachim, u'mitzuveh la'asok. This was the commandment that he was meant to do. U'bli hefsek, without stopping. B'chol ha-nitzchiyut b'li sof. For eternity, without end, just going more and more. Zoti b'chirato. This was his bechira. Zuhi nisyonon, that was his nisayon. Many times, people say something. It's to the same note. Let's say on Yom Kippur, we finished Yom Kippur, we fasted and we prayed 26 hours. Intense 26 hours. And as soon as you finish Yom Kippur, we start praying to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And in the Amidah we say, Hashivenu Avinu, we want to do Teshuvah. Selach lanu, forgive us. What's going on? It's sort of the same type of question. Of course, we can sin even in a few minutes, so we can already ask for forgiveness. But let's just think about it. A person did do a good job on Yom Kippur, and he feels that Hashem did forgive all his sins, and he's now clean completely. So, what is he saying? Bring us back to you, Hashivenu Avinu Toratecha. Bring us back to your Torah. Karvenu Malkeinu La'avodatecha. The thing is like this, because every moment a person can attain more and more perfection, more and more intellect, more and more understanding of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. What he understands today is not the same as last year, And so even if a person is completely saturated in Torah and mitzvot and Yirat Shamayim and everything, and doesn't do anything wrong, right? It's shayach for him to always ask Hashem, please get me closer to you and closer to you, closer to you. This is even in our matzavim, of course. But Adam HaRishon had the same thing even without having any bad. It was just going from one strength to another strength of attaining more and more perfection. And it's endless. It's endless. Because Adam HaRishon was created by HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu blew into his nostrils and Nishmat Hayim from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is Ad Ein Sof, infinite. And Adam HaRishon had this infiniteness in himself also. And we all have a little bit of that in our neshama. Elokai neshama shenatata bi te'ora. ובני אדם אינם מבינים את העניין הזה כלל. People do not understand this at all. וחושבים, and they think, את המעלות הנוספות, all the additional achievements and perfections in shlemut, that's all extra. It's all bonus. It's extra. It's like the icing on the cake, like they say. And you don't really need it. It's not the cake itself. The Lord, people think, even people who seek shlemut, they don't understand till where they drew the line. This is the biggest you can go. And if they see somebody else who's achieving and working higher and deeper in shlemut, in attaining perfection, and they cannot grasp what the other person is doing, well, they think that he's gone too far already. He's crazy, right? That's the way in our language today. In America, they say he's crazy. Why? Because you don't understand what love he has to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and what he's ready to give up for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. If they see someone who is going over the limits that they think is the limit, they think this person is already, he's way overboard, too much. It says in Shir HaShirim, if a person would give away all his wealth for the love, people will look down at him. People do not understand, they cannot see the love that the person has to Hashem. They can't see it. It's like somebody sees somebody's in love. He's mamash, he can't sleep, what's the matter? I'm in love with it. What is there? He doesn't understand. Same here. They don't have this ahava. They're not burning with this tremendous ahava, this love to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And when they see he's ready to give up all his wealth, everything he has, really, literally, everything that he has, because of this love, they say, yeah, you're crazy. You're giving away everything for what? What are you doing? But if they would feel, and they would be experiencing how he's intensely in love, burning with love, they wouldn't have looked down at him, but they just cannot grasp. Okay, I can understand that a person is in love with something or with somebody, but to go that far, to give so much away, come on, there's a limit. And look at this midrash in Shir HaShirim. There's a midrash in Shir HaShirim on the pasuk Im yiten ish et kol hon beito ba'ahava bo'oz yavuzu lo. It's also in Yerushalmi, I saw. So he says like this. There's a lot of examples, but here's one example. Rabbi Yohanan hava metayel. Rabbi Yohanan was going for a walk. V'salik miteveria leTziporim. He was going from Tiberia to Tzipori. V'avar Rabbi Chiya bar Abba samich leh. And Rabbi Chiya bar Abba was walking together with him. Maton had bet hakla. They came and they saw a field. They came to a certain field. Amar Rabbi Yohanan, says Rabbi Yohanan to Rabbi Chiya, Haden bet hakla avad didi. This field used to be mine. Ve'zavinte, and I sold it. Begin mil'ei b'oraita, so I could sit and learn Torah. He kept on going. Maton had bet kerem. Then they came. There were vineyards, big vineyards. Amar Rabbi Yohanan said, Haden bet kerem didi hava. You see these vineyards? All of these were mine once upon a time. The Zavinte, I sold it. Begin mil'eh be'oraita, so I could learn Torah. Meton had bet zeta. They came to olive groves where they were harvesting olives, making oil. The Amar Kemochen says, see all these olive groves? They used to be mine. I sold them. So I should be able to learn Torah. Rabbi Chiya burst out in tears. He started to cry. So Rabbi Yohanan says, what are you crying about? I'm weeping, I'm crying. What have you left for your old age? What are you going to have? What are you going to have? You've given away everything. Amar lo, Chiya b'nei. He said to him, my son, Chiya, is it light in your eyes, ma she'asiti, what I did? Shemacharti davar shenitan lishisha yamim. I sold something that was given in 6 days. Sheneemar ki sheshet yamim asa Hashem. Aval haTorah nitena le-40 yom. The Torah was given 40 days. Sheneemar vayisham im Hashem 40 yom, which shows you that it's something much, much more precious to attain. 6 days, the whole creation. Torah, 40 days to attain. Uchtiv vayeshev bahar 40 yom. I stayed in the mountain with Hashem, receiving the Torah for 40 days. Kadamach Rabbi Yohanan, when Rabbi Yohanan passed away, Douek alav. People used to say on him the pasuk, Im yiten ish et kol hon beito be'ahava, she'ahav Rabbi Yohanan et haTorah, bo'oz yavuzu lo. Even if a person gives away all his money, everything that he had, for the love that Rabbi Yohanan loved the Torah, bo'oz yavuzu lo. They look down at him. So, what do we see here? We see here something amazing. We see something that Rabbi Chiya was one of the greatest people who were mishtadel in the Torah. I think the Gemara in Masechet Sukkah, I think it's the same Rabbi Chiya, says that when the Torah was forgotten, Ezra Sofer brought it back. Then it got forgotten again. Hillel brought it back. And then it got forgotten from Israel again. And Rabbi Chiya and his sons brought it back. Rabbi Chiya was an amazing teacher of Torah. And he also looked at Rabbi Yohanan as, this is not sanity, this is not sane, this is not normal. He couldn't understand. And Hazal tell us, bo'oz yavuzu lo. That means he sort of looked down, disdain. It's not the way to behave. That's not normal. He couldn't understand it. Ki gam rodvei shlemut, even people who are seeking to attain shlemut, one cannot understand the madriga of the other one. שאינם מבינים ליבו של הרודף יותר מהם. They cannot understand how that's already extreme. That's already going too far. You know, so people don't understand. We have that in our day also. Sometimes a person, he's living in some place where there's hardly any Yahadut, and he keeps Shabbat. Simple. Doesn't go to work. People look at him, wow, he's so religious. But if he would go to another place, everybody keeps Shabbat there. Nothing special about him. But there are other people in that place. Oh. And then, if he would go to another place, even higher, nothing special about him. Even we see this in our day. People cannot understand how far it can go. And when people see these, they sort of make, this is what the ideal is. They see somebody going more than that. They say, oh no, he's doing too much. And they think, no, he's exaggerating. He's doing too much. This is already too much. But there is never too much. It's all relative. It depends. Compared to you, it's too much. But compared to some other tzaddik, maybe it's not. אבל אילו הייתה בליבם אהבת השלמות כמו הוא, he had the love of attaining perfection like the other one, אז לא היה שום פלא בעיניהם. It wouldn't have been such a surprise and such a wondrous thing in their eyes. מה הוא עושה ככה? להפקיר כל מה שיש לו. Gives away everything he has? Everything he has, he gave away? כל מה שיש לו עבור האהבה הזאת? It's not normal. He thought it was not normal because he couldn't understand the love that Rabbi Yochanan had for Torah. And when Rabbi Yochanan died, everybody was saying, wow, Rabbi Yochanan had such a burning love for Torah. People couldn't understand how he could give away everything just to attain more and more and more perfection. Then there's another very interesting point here that he brings. חילוק גדול יש בין השגת השלמות למניעת מן הפחיתות. You have to know there's a big difference between attaining perfection and not doing anything bad, not doing anything that's deficient. There's a big difference. It's two worlds. Because we're talking about attaining perfection and working hard, or somebody who's not doing anything bad. He's good. Comes, he's clean, he doesn't do anything wrong. But he doesn't work on himself but he's holding well. He doesn't do anything bad. He's clean. The Neshama is clean. But he's not attaining perfection. You think it's a small difference. Very, very big difference. One end to the other. Let's say a person does averot. Yesh onesh katsu b'gehinam. So he dirtied his neshama. He'll go to Gehinam. They'll clean it there in the big washing machine called Gehinam. There's bleach and whatever. And his neshama will come out clean from all the averot. Mishpat Reshaim b'Gehinam Yud Bet Chodesh. 12 Chodashim. The Reshaim are in Gehinam. V'harei nakot neshama. After the neshama is cleansed, v'kala roshem ha'avera. The roshem, the imprint that the avera leaves, is already finished. אבל לתשלום שכר מצווה לעולם הבא, but the payment for schar, for mitzvah in עולם הבא, אין שום קץ. There's no end to the sachar for attaining shlemut, the payment for the schar mitzvot. ומוכח ברור, and it's clear, כי אף It's true that if a person sins and transgresses, there's terrible punishments for that. We cannot imagine. Look in the Sifrei Musar, sins are very, 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 very bad, very dangerous. They bring with them a lot of curses. Tisma sarat harosh. Your hair stands. Mipahad hayom haba, from the day of judgment. Kol makom. Eno nechshav li klum neged hanitzchiyut shel tashlum schar mitzvah. But it's nothing compared to the payment of a schar of a mitzvah. Ufi zeh, and according to this, en ha'adam memale tachlito b'mimana me'averot levad. If a person comes to this world and says, you know what, I'm not going to do too much, but I'm going to see to it that I'm not going to get dirty. I'm not going to get dirty. I won't do averot. That means I won't. I'll come to the world, I'll do whatever I have to do, but I'm not going to dirty myself, and I'm not going to also overexert myself to look for more. I'll be nice, I'll be good, I'll be fine. A person has to know that the main purpose why he is here is to attain more and more perfection, more and more mitzvot, aseh, more and more positive mitzvot. Hazal al pasuk. Hazal tell us on the pasuk, me'uvat, a damage, lo yuchal litkon, that cannot be fixed. Zeh shebitel kirat shema shel shachit is talking about a person who was mevatel saying kirat shema. He purposely didn't do kirat shema or Shemona Esrei. He didn't bother to do shema. Didn't bother to do Shemona Esrei. This is a damage that cannot be fixed. Can never be fixed. It's an opportunity that is lost forever. You cannot never get that back. It's something that you're missing that can never be repaid. The pasuk says, a miss that can never be filled in and be counted is when his friends got together to do a mitzvah. Let's go and do a mitzvah now. And he didn't bother to join them. He said, enough people are doing the mitzvah. I'll stay home and I'll just take it easy. Right? And he didn't go with them. This can never, ever come back, this opportunity. This is something that can never be fixed. And the Hachamim never use such terms when a person sinned or transgressed. It cannot be fixed. A person did a mistake. Hashem made something called tshuva. Do tshuva on having done wrong things. Say, I'm sorry, Hashem, I was foolish, I didn't do the right thing. So you do teshuvah, fast, do whatever you have to do, and you get kapara. Some people with yisurim, olam hazeh, gehinam, and the avirah will be fixed. But on bitul mitzvah, there's no tikkun. You can't do teshuvah on it. What teshuvah can you do on it? And no yisurim will fix it either. Nothing. The only thing that you could do is that there's a sin that you didn't bother doing it, so there's a small sin there. So you'll fix that. But the shlemut and the perfection and all the rewards that come with the mitzvah that is for eternity, this is currency that is la'adul olamim, that you'll not get it. Even if you go and get it now, it won't bring it. Rabbi Miller once said, a person comes to this world and he's watching on himself, doesn't do anything wrong, doesn't want to do anything because he's afraid he might sin. And then he comes back to Hashem after living a nice long life here, enjoying this world, but he didn't mess up. Hashem says, where's all the mitzvot? Where's all the maasim tovim? Where's all the perfection? was too hard for me to do. But I watched on myself that I shouldn't mess up. And see, my neshama is clean. Hashem says, I have a washing machine here. If you go and you do things in the world and you achieve, sometimes you get dirtied. But you're achieving more and more, attaining more perfection, more good things. Sometimes you mess up. So we'll clean it in the washing machine here in the Gehinnom. But you got tons of reward. Now you come back like I sent you. Maybe you have another try. This is not why I sent you to Olam Hazeh. This is what we have to tell to anybody who thinks, I'm afraid to do this, I'm afraid to get married, I'm afraid to go and do this because I might mess up. I'm afraid to take a teaching job, I might mess up with the kids, I might not be a good teacher, I might not be a good principal. I'm afraid that I might mess. But you're not attaining anything. You could be teaching and you could be spreading the word of Hashem. What are you afraid? That maybe you'll teach something wrong or you'll make a mistake. It can be fixed. But the perfection that you would have gained, you can never get any. There's no punishments can fix it. It's something that's gone forever. This is talking about, in general, the lo ta'aseh. That if a person makes a mistake, but there is those mitzvot lo ta'aseh that a person does, for example, he holds himself back from the Ezra is actively now coming to him and telling him do this and do that, and he says, no, I'm going to stay here, I'm not going to do, I'm going to stay put. This is already counted like achieving perfection. That's called like doing a mitzvah ta'aseh. Anything that he holds his Yetzirah, I'm not going to talk Lashon Hara, I'm not going to do Avon, I'm not going to do something that's wrong in the eyes of Hashem. So on this, the Hazal say, Yashav v'lo avar avera. It's in Kiddushin, Lamed Tet, Amud Bet. Yashav v'lo avar avera, a person said, did nothing, notnim lo schar ke'oseh mitzvah. So, from here we also have a big chizuk, because today we're living in a day and age that it's very, very hard to be Yetzer Hara free zone. Everywhere where you go. Either it's Lashon Hara, or it's, unfortunately, Shmirat Ha'inayim is one of the big weaknesses in this door. People don't realize, and they are young boys, they have the internet, and they have the iPhone and everything, and who knows where they go. The hormones are working overtime. But if a person knows, I'm going to hold myself back, then it's as if he's actively doing mitzvot. Every minute he's doing mitzvot. So it could be that it's very hard in this door to be Yirei Shamayim, but the fact that we have this inyan of Yashav, V'lo avar avera notnim lo schar ke'oseh mitzvah, it's a big chizuk. Because we have plenty of these opportunities. A person calls you up, come, let's go and have a game of cards. Let's go and do this, let's go and do that. You say, no. And you wouldn't mind to go with the friends. But no, I'm going to do it, Chvod Hashem, I'm going to stay home, I'm not going to do it. You're getting mitzvot. You're getting mitzvot. So even in this day and age, you can get tons of mitzvot without doing anything. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu is making it easy for us in a way. טוב, HaKadosh Baruch Hu יעזרנו, Shabbat Shalom.